Hi, this is my first attempt at doing some furniture painting. I picked this chest of drawers up from a local house clearance shop. It cost me £30. So I'm going to take the knobs off after already taken the top two off, and I'll be doing some decoupaging on them. And I will be giving the rest of it a revamp. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So let's see how easy it really is. Today we're going to start doing the knobs on the chest of drawers. For this you'll just need a few basic things. I've just grabbed 2 packets of pattern tissue. You'll need some PVA decorators glue, some interior wood varnish, clear satin finish, and I've just bought a little tester pot of paint, any paint will do, a paintbrush and some sandpaper. So now we'll start changing these dowdy old knobs into something a bit more bright and cheerful. I'm just going to start with this little knob here and some sandpaper, any sandpaper will do, and just give it a rub down. It'll just make the paint easier to stick to, and it just gives it a bit of a smoother surface. You can see already the paint's coming off it. Right, once you've finished sandpapering all the knobs, just give them a little rub over with some kitchen roll. It just gets rid of all the dust. That doesn't take long, so give them a little rub over, and then the fun starts. So I've just got a little pot of tester paint, so that's easy enough, and it already comes with a little brush. So the next thing is just to paint them. You just pick up your little knob. So paint all them and wait till they dry, and then we'll start to decoupage. We're now ready to do our decoupaging. We've painted all these, they're all nice and white. This is the PVA glue I've got, it's just picked up from a hardware store. I've cut a piece of tissue paper. It's about, just so it covers the whole of the knob, just like that really. So just to make sure it covers. Take the top layer off, because you only actually need the pattern bit, you don't need the other layers underneath. So just take that off and you're left with this. So glue. You will need a second brush actually, one for putting the glue on and then one just for smoothing it down. That's a little bit messy. And then take your tissue. The best way is to try and aim for about the middle of the tissue like that. And then fold it all into the knob. So fold it in like that. Again, we'll be tidying all this up later, but just fold it all in. Like that. And then make sure this is all nice. This is your dry brush now. Make sure it's all nice and smooth. You don't want any wrinkles on it. If it tears, don't worry, because you can put another little bit of tissue just over it. That's the whole beauty of this, just putting layers of paper on. So as you can see, that looks all nice and smooth. That's a little bit messy, but we won't attempt to tidy that up until it's all nice and dry. That's one. I thought I'd try a second one with a different pattern. Back to a nice, clean, white knob. On with the glue. Whoop. Whoop. Sorry, I'm getting everywhere. Just get it all smoothed in like that. So this is the pattern I've chose for this one. Again, you only need the top layer. Pop this in the middle and just hope for the best really. Let's see what this turns out like. So it's all nice and tight into it. And then get your dry brush, and this is a bit more wrinkly, so make sure all those wrinkles are brushed out. You want it to look nice and smooth when it's back on the chest of drawers. And that's the second one. Slightly different pattern, same method, and again we'll tidy all that up when it's finished. We're down to the final bit. So we're just going to varnish them, and the one I've picked is for interior wood, and it's a satin finish and it's in clear. When you open the top it does look a bit milky, and when you first put it onto them it will be a bit cloudy, but I have done a tester and it does dry clear. So here goes. Let them dry and then do a second coat, and that's it, finished. It looks a bit cloudy at the moment, but it will dry nice and clear. So we're finally at the stage of painting the chest of drawers at long last. Knobs are all finished, they look really nice. So they're all done. Originally I was going to rub this all down and spray paint it and varnishing it, but the young man in the DIY store, Marcus.
Hello Marcus.
He said to me the chalk paint would probably be the best idea for my first attempt. So I've got a small pot of duck egg blue. So apparently I put that on all the edges and then I coat it in the antique white paint, and then I make it shabby chic with my sandpaper, and then I'm going to varnish it, and that'll get rid of that chalky look, because I didn't really want the chalky look. Sorry about the outfit. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! But I'm a messy worker, so it's not a fashion video, it's a DIY video. Here goes. My nephew's going to edit this for me. So this is the duck egg blue paint. Right, I've already lost my knife for stirring. Oh, here it is. So give it a good stir. So you take your small brush and we're just going to brush the... Oh. Get your small brush. And here goes. This is where you fast forward, Joe. Well, I have to say it's very therapeutic and I'm really enjoying it, but it's a bit like watching paint for you guys. So I'm going to pause it there and I'll come back to you when I've done all the edges and see what it looks like then. So we're now back. Blue is all on the chest of drawers. I'd like to say thank you for all my lovely comments on Facebook when you saw the trailer. So we're going to be painting it white today. It's the antique white paint. Let's get that opened. I was checking on the internet because I was originally going to use a roller to roll it, but Marcus,
Hello Marcus,
my DIY man, he said to get a brush because it would look better. So I'm taking Marcus's advice, he's the expert. But Marcus did advise me to get a decent one so you won't get the brush marks. Right, so we'll take the top one here. Haven't got an awful lot of workspace, as you can see. My dad will probably going mad by now because when he does anything it's all done properly with dust sheets everywhere. He's probably cringing when he's watching this because he can't bear clutter, mess and a job not done right. I'm more mad at my mum. Sorry mum. Nice bit of paint on your brush, and here goes. And make sure, I suppose this will probably need 2 coats. It might be a good idea. See this like lip bit? If you paint under there as well. You don't want any wood showing when it's finished, so paint underneath there as well. So, that's the first coat all on. It does look a bit patchy. I'm just hoping that when we put the next coat on, it's going to even out a bit. I won't bore you without doing all the rest. I'll be doing exactly the same for all the drawers and then the top of the chest drawers. I've painted all the drawers. I must admit, the more you did, by the last one, it was looking a bit neater. I think you just have to apply a bit of pressure and make it nice and get the old wrist swishing action. I'm now doing the top, and as I'm doing the top, I've just realised I haven't done the bottom. There's like round ball bits on the bottom for stands. So what I'm going to have to do is paint it, and then I'll just turn it upside down and do the feet. The feet, that's the bit I'm looking like, but they're in the shapes of balls. So I'm going to paint all this now, and then I'll turn it upside down and paint the bottom, and then I'll turn it back and do another coat, and then I'll come back to you. So maybe when you're doing it, do the bottom bit first and then turn it round. Hope that's clear. It's the final bit. We're going to shabby chic today. Drawers are all done. Now, the one lesson I have learned is when you put the blue on, just literally put it round the edge. I'm a bit heavy-handed and I just slapped it all on. And what happened, it made like a frame, so no matter how much white you put on, if you're not looking closely you won't see it, but I'm aware of it. So just be aware, just put the blue around the edges and then just that is all white and you won't get like a slight frame effect. I mean, you can't really see it. This is the bit I'm a bit nervous about because obviously if I make a boob now I don't want to have to start all over again. What I've discovered, if you get a pack of sandpaper, it all comes in like different thicknesses. What I've done is I've gone for like a really fine one because at least then I can just be gentle. P120, if that means something to anybody, that's what I'm using. Here goes. Well, that's the first bit. Actually, it looks really good. I was going to finish this and then varnish, but what I'm going to do all of them to make sure they're kind of uniform. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be uniform because it's shabby chic, but I don't want to varnish this and then find with another one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish them all, and then I'll put the camera on them and you can see what they look like, and then we'll varnish them. So we're nearly there, not long now till the finished product. I'm really impressed with them. I think they look pretty fab. So this is just to give you an idea of what they look like because it's really difficult to try and get them at the angle when I'm sat in shot. So they're looking really fab. So what I've got now is I've got a bucket of water and a cloth because it's so dusty. I'm just going to wipe the dust off and then I'll be back to varnish. Right, we're at the final stage. I actually did go up a thickness of sandpaper. I started using P80 because it was hard work. I would advise you, if you're going to do this, to do it outside because there is dust everywhere. But I'm going to varnish this one, but it actually looks really nice. What I might do is varnish this one and let it dry and see how it dries, and then I'll decide if I'm going to do the rest or if I'm going to keep it like this. If I'm going to keep it like this, I'll have to redo this one. So I've just got this varnish. I think it's similar to the one I did the knobs with. So we'll get this open, give it a stir. Right, let's see how this goes. So nice long strokes again, make sure you get it all covered. then that's it. See, looks quite nice, doesn't it? So I'm going to do all of them, and then in the background you can probably see I've still got my chest of drawers upside down, so I'll turn that back the right way and paint that, put it all together, put the knobs back on, and then I'll be back with you. Finally finished. I did varnish it all in the end. I did think it gave it a bit more of an antique finish, and I was really pleased with the result. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope I've inspired you, because it is really easy. Thank you, Snowy Joe, for doing my editing and producing. I will be back with another project. Thanks for watching. Bye.